My jackets look very nice and they look really good with the clothes that I brought to Japan. I got complimented by Hakka, who didn't even know who I was because the pirate hat's not enough to signify that I'm a fucking pirate, and that Lucien Lunaris wearing a crown is very much not a pirate. He is a vampire. Honestly, that's a bird brain moment. He also thinks I speak Spanish. Sí. Un poquito Spanish. Boku wa spiku. Just a little bit of Spanish. Hakka was really cool though during the hot pot because you could literally identify him. Like, even if you weren't looking, you could just listen and you'd be like, oh my god, he's so fucking loud. He's right there. He was originally sitting, like, I'm facing towards the hot pot. He was actually behind me at the adult table where they were doing big boy spices. So I wasn't like face to face with him immediately. So understandable that he didn't realize that I was not Lucy. But I'm just trying to eat the spicy stuff and I'm suffering and dying. And I just hear his loud ass back there. I'm like, oh, that's right. I should probably say hi to Hakka while I'm dying over here. And so I do this. My first interaction with Hakka was me turning around and like locking eyes with him. I make sure to lock eyes with him first before I do anything. And I do like a little quick wave. I'll go, hi. And I went back to eating spice and he looked at me. He was like, wait, that's you. He's like, you motherfucker. Because he didn't realize until at that very moment when I did my little high-pitched wave. I didn't think he was gonna get me confused with anybody. I didn't even know about that until he streamed and mentioned it on stream. He didn't tell us at the hot pot. So I didn't have a pirate hat on. It was off for a little bit. Not that you guys would ever be able to tell because I can't take it off here. It's contractually bound to my head. Yeah, it's a contract. I got up after I waved to him. I went over and squeezed the shit out of him and dapped him up and stuff like that. It was cool. There was so many people there at the hot pot that even I was getting a little bit overstimulated with how many people there were. I got to meet Axel. I got to meet Flay and the Flesh. The Gen 2 boys also showed up for hot pot. It was all just a really good time. The conversations were funny. I want to go back to the Barudas to meet Axel again someday and actually sit down and drink with that man because he is hilarious. And he wasn't even drunk, but he kept talking about his fucking whatever the hell he was talking about, his 50% alcohol drink that he drinks. Does anybody know what it is? What's this alcoholic drink that he likes getting fucked up on? Baiju. Thank you guys for knowing, for being knowers. I forgot what it was. I wasn't willing to try it that night. I wanted to have some memory of me hanging out and meeting like the Holostars boys for the first time. At least I wanted to retain some of that memory. So I did not drink any Baiju. I think we barely made the last train that night too. I remember telling everybody like, oh, we should probably have like go right now because I think they wanted to hang out more. But me and the Avalon boys, minus Zanny because he had his own place. I was like, if we want to get back to our place, we gotta fucking dip now. So I hustled up and I collected everybody's money. I was the money guy during the hot pot. We ended up paying like, it was close to like $400 worth, I think, in hot pot. It's like $350 probably for everybody included. It was crazy. It was like 54,000 yen. It was something around that. We bought a lot of drinks and we bought a lot of meat that night. So you get like a little iPad and you can just order shit on there and then you can total it up at the end. And so what we did was we just got everybody's, we got both of the prices for each table. And so somehow we got like the same number for each table. And so they added up to like 54,000 yen. For 15 people, that's not bad. Yeah. It was honestly expected. I would say it's expected because if you divide it by how many people were there, it was somewhere around like between 3,000 to 4,000 yen per person. So it honestly adds up. There's a shit ton of people. Oh my god, can I just say, Flayon is so funny. He was only there for a little bit. When Flay met me, I think he squeezed me the hardest. He's like, Gale! And he squeezed the shit out of me and he was like, it's so good to see you, dude. He was really happy. It was really cute. Flayon's so cute. It's unfair how cute he is. I hate that guy. I wish he wasn't so damn cute. But he was showing me like the stuff that he had just bought that day and stuff like that. And he has really good fashion too. I got the jackets after I met Hakka because Flay inspired me to go buy jackets to get better dripped up. So Hakka saw me in base form drip. That's how powerful I am. Flay is OG-san fashion. I remember Flayon was only there between half an hour to an hour. And he's like, Gale, I'm going to pay for you. Get whatever you want. And then, no, you really don't have to. He's like, I'm going to pay for you. Okay, got it. I'm like, oh, all right, sure. We were eating the spicy stuff together. And Flay was also terrible at spice. So both of us were just suffering at the kiddie pool together. And by the time Flay had to to leave, he's like, here you go. Just take this. Use that to pay. All right. Have a good night. And he squeezed me and he ran off. I was like, oh, he just dropped money on me and ran away, huh? He's so cute. Honestly, I want to meet him again. I have to go shopping with that dude. I bet he could probably like dress me up really nicely. Axel was funny as shit. I was on the other table, so I didn't get to catch a lot of the conversation. I did later when more people had left and there was more room at the other table. So I got to get more involved and listen to the wacky stories and the fucking chisme that they were tossing around everywhere. But he's really good at expressing himself. I love the way that Axel talks because you can tell there's not a shred of like, he doesn't give a fuck. He just straight up does not give a fuck. He gives a fuck, but he doesn't care. Like, he's not an overthinker. He's not self-conscious about anything that he does. And I think that's fucking sick as hell. He's very bold and brazen. I like that about him. That's the dingo for you. Yeah, he's really cool. I really like Axel a lot. I wish that in the future I can out with him again. I'd love to talk more. We didn't really go one-on-one, so I don't have any like personal stories, but he's definitely the exact same person on and off stream. I can tell you that for sure. He is very much himself through and through. That goes for everybody, honestly. Like, everyone's just so very genuinely themselves. I think it's great that everyone can just be themselves. And there was Hakka. Hakka was, of course, the loud ass bird that he is, but he was super sweet. He's super sweet in person. Anything he talks about, like, he's always very considerate. Like, he's himself, kind of like how Axel is, where he's gonna say what's on his mind, but he's also very considerate about like the topics that he mentions and stuff like that. He seems like a very good host type person. Is it empathic? You can definitely tell he's really good at reading the room. Very emotionally intelligent. That's what Mama Galleon said today too. Before I left, she was talking about Hakka and how he has a very high EQ, and she's super right with that. She wasn't even there at the hot pot. She was just catching like the stories that he was tossing out there, but he is extremely emotionally smart. Hot pot was really fun. I like burning my mouth off. Even though I wasn't like one of the big eaters at the table, it was still really fun to chill out, hang out with the people there. Did he pass candy to the FSP staff too? No, I don't think so. I think it was just the talents. He was tossing out candy like Santa Claus. He was literally shoving candy into our hands like our hands were stocking, and he was Santa Claus. He's like, oh, ho, ho, Merry Christmas. He just shoves a bunch of fucking wrappers in our hands. Like, oh shit, fuck yeah, let's go. I've only tried one of the candies that he gave us, and it was the lollipop because it looked really good and I really wanted sugar after the karaoke. So I just immediately unwrapped it and popped it in my mouth. And I remember me and Cass were just sucking on the lollipop. It was pretty big too. It was not a small lollipop. And we're just like, and then Hakka looks back at us while we're doing that. He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing to that thing? It was delicious though. It was really, really sweet. Lucy had words about Cass and the lollipop. I'm sure the other boys have already mentioned it, but I remember Shinri came to our room while we were preparing for the karaoke, and the Holostars boys prepared a bunch of like omiyage for us, a bunch of gifts, and they were assorted candies and chocolates in a box. It was at that moment I realized, Avalon, we fucked up. We didn't get them anything. All we did was invite them to karaoke and they brought us gifts and we didn't give anything in return. So the next time we meet them, we have all promised when we see them again that we're all going to prepare gifts for them too, because that's fucked up how we got blindsided by kindness and we couldn't even return it. To be fair, you're the host. Yeah, but I want to not, I don't want to get something and then not give something in return, you know? I hate that feeling.